it's hard.
Are you working?
If you don't want to be spoiled, go see the movie first and then come back and watch this.
Best thing to do is to skip to the end, see if there's spoilers, and then go back.
I think it's on.
It's working.
Yeah. Okay. So, hi, and welcome to First Impressions. I'm Leah.
And I'm Alex.
Aardvark?
Aardvark Alex. A for Aardvark. A for Alex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job.
And we just finished watching
The Post.
by Steven Spielberg.
Mm-hmm. Starring Meryl Streep and Tom Hanks.
Written-
And many other people.
Written by a Hannah and a Josh Singer.
Yikes. Okay, so we're gonna make sure that's true.
Was Hannah something and Josh Singer?
So first impressions of The Post. So obviously we just got out of the theater right now. We just finished watching it not 5 minutes ago.
There wasn't a lot of action.
Oh my god. The ending was really cool. I feel like you can easily do a double feature of this with All the President's Men right after it. Like it just leads right into the beginning of the next one, which is really cool. Did you see All the President's Men?
No. But I
Okay.
assume it has to do with Watergate.
It does.
Yeah, there's another Spielberg film that has dealt with that already.
Well,
It's called Forrest Gump.
oh my god. Okay, no.
Forrest
Okay,
Gump.
no. This is very much like a sister movie to All the President's Men, which was about the two reporters, Woodward and Bernstein, who reported on the Watergate scandal after the fact, but they worked for the Washington Post. So that this movie happens before that, about the government's involvement in Vietnam and lying to the American public and all that. I felt like there were some really interesting shots. Did you notice that the first scene with Meryl Streep and Tom Hanks was one continuous shot?
I
They
didn't.
did it in one take. It was really cool.
I noticed that a majority of his scenes were really well cinema. They had this like classic like Spielberg zoom in, but it was a slow one.
Oh yeah, when they
Yeah.
would zoom in on the face.
Yeah, very
when they were like
reminiscent
when
of
the
his-
character was
of
trying to
early-
make a decision or something.
Yeah, early
That was
Spielberg, even, some Jaws shots, more
There was
caricature.
some like cool over the top things too. So
And he really played with the newspaper, the print room, where they
I
physically
love the
print.
shots of the print room.
Yeah, where they physically
that was
print the
really
newspaper.
cool to see all the little working pieces and all the
Yeah,
typeface going in and printing. That was really cool.
Lee's about to be super proud of me. There's this thing that a lot of men do in the workforce, in the office place, where they will talk over women, and they will take women's ideas as their own, or they just won't give the woman voice at all. And so Senor Spielberg totally covered that, and Meryl Streep was sort of soft-spoken, but started standing up for herself and did some cool stuff later on.
I'm so proud of you.
Yeah.
I didn't make him say that.
Nope.
I didn't tell him to say that.
We'll talk about that
No,
in a
that's
second.
really cool. I liked all of that as well, and I thought that was really cool for her character growth, because she grew throughout the film in finding her voice, and it was really cool that all of that stuff in the film wasn't so much like spoken. It wasn't talked about during the film, but it was very much established and very much part of the world. It was more visual than anything in the dialogue, I felt.
Yeah.
There were lots of shots of Meryl Streep's character in rooms with women and then in rooms with men, and you follow her character going into the room with men, and it's very uncomfortable, and you're very much in her character's point of view with it without saying anything about it. It just, that's the way it was. And then her character had a really nice speech towards the end, talking about the time about how her father passed the paper down to her husband, and she thought that that was totally normal and expected, and she thought it was the right thing to do, and she never even considered it going to her. And I thought that was really cool, that she was saying that even herself, like, of the time, she thought that that was normal. You know, she never expected to be in the position she was in. So that was cool too.
I will say for Tom Hanks that this, acting-wise, this didn't really blow it out of the park or anything. I mean, he brought really good stuff to the role, but Honestly, there are other characters that actually would have put a stronger performance in it at certain points.
I liked everybody's accents. I feel like everybody was very on par with their accents with each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like everybody actually went there and did it. There weren't people that just copped out and didn't do it. Slow throughout most of the film.
It is very modern Spielberg at this point.
Yeah.
He has.
Yeah.
I mean,
I feel like it could have gone more intense. I feel like throughout the film, especially in the first half, it could have been more intense, more suspenseful, more rushed, but you didn't really get that sense. It was kind of subdued. And I think the music had a part in that, but also the directing.
It was a huge random, not so much random, but there's just a lot of surprises in the cast I didn't expect. Like,
yeah.
David Cross was not being funny, but did fine with the role. And then you had Bob Odenkirk.
Yeah, he was great. I was
great.
glad his character had a lot going on. And Carrie Coon.
Yeah,
I love that her character was the one that got to say at the end.
The speech at the end, I actually was not a fan of that. I would have much preferred to hear it from the Supreme Court. I don't like that we heard it from the newspaper. I would have much preferred to just get the court case, because
I wish that it had been in the court when I was watching it, but once they revealed that she was the one saying it to the room full of all the people that work there, I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, to me that just feels super campy.
Really?
Do you know how hard it is to have somebody speaking in a room full of like that, in that situation? She's on the phone and she's just reciting this word for word thing where it's like...
But her acting, like, she was, like, trying not to tear up, and I was like, oh, that's so emotional.
I guess it just felt sappy.
Okay. Well, I like that, because I like sappy.
Yeah, but I would have rather the sappy come from the court, from the law, the courts of law.
Yeah, but then you wouldn't get the reaction of everybody in the room that works there. You would only get the reaction
you
of
direct it
the
where
few people that were there.
you have whoever was in the room. You could have Carrie Coon reciting the speech later on, but you have the judge say the speech, and then you see the people react to it afterwards.
Of the judge saying it with like
but
her being. Yeah,
I just would prefer the legal system, because at this point this was a very political film.
Yes.
Very modern, and trying to not talk about our political views at all, but it's incredibly timely for how attacked the press is. Felt that it was very interesting that the person who was getting all the information out was a Russian spy. It's cool to see Matthew Rhys getting film work.
Yeah, that was really cool to see him.
From the Americans.
He's great.
In the Post, what a really cool aspect was is that the woman in charge still cared about the integrity of news, and was willing to take a risk.
Yeah. And
that maybe that in itself was a reminder to current owners of major news corporations. And then another thing is that I still think that the Post and the Times and the Boston Globe, they're still working and trying and covering news the way they should be. And yes, they make mistakes, and yes, they'll have to repost, but not to this. They still hold an integrity that I just haven't seen in other news.
Yeah, outlets. It was really cool that such a big theme of the film was integrity. Because the integrity of the paper and its mission statement of what it is even designed to do was exactly why she made the decision that she made to run the story.
Yeah.
Even though her entire legacy was in danger and that they could be sent to jail, her integrity and the integrity of the paper was more important.
Yeah, I think it was a twofold kind of messaging for the film. There was the first being how attacked the press is in this current administration, and how almost there are a lot of parallels to then and now. Mm-hmm. But the second is that
the press serves the governed, not
the governors.
The government,
governors. The press's job is to serve the governed, not the governors.
I can see why it was nominated. Out of what I've seen so far, I haven't seen all of them yet. I don't think it will win, but it certainly is a lot. It ends up being a lot like Spotlight.
Spotlight.
So it is one of those types of films. Yeah, and Meryl Streep was wonderful as far as her nomination goes. I don't think she will win this year.
Yeah, but Daniel Day-Lewis may not win either.
Maybe not. We haven't seen that one yet.
No.
Phantom Thread.
We have to see Phantom Thread and Darkest Hour.
Darkest Hour, Phantom Thread, 3 Billboards, and...
I have to see Shape of Water. Officially, next time is definitely Black Panther.
Yay! We do this at the... We're just going to do this at the end of all our videos.
Yeah. Oh, also, there are lighter spoilers in this one.
Yeah,
So,
mild spoilers.
Yeah. If you're seeing...
I don't think it's anything that, if you know anything about the story historically, is a spoiler.
If you don't want to be spoiled, really learn to appreciate things around you, you know? Really learn that there's a lot more out there.
To
than
be
just,
grateful for.
Yeah, to be grateful for, just thankful for.
What?
What did they think of the movie?
What did you think of the movie?
Comment below, let us know. And if you liked
what you see,
then subscribe on this button down there.
It's red.
It's gonna flip. It's either here or here.
It's one of those.
The subscribe button.
And the like button. If you liked it.
Give it a like. And then hit that bell thing to get notifications when we post more material. Mm-hmm. All right, friends and family.
Bye.